Right now, we are putting up a control station. A control station is actually what controls the flow of animals. And that is being, I think, in Bella Vista, is the location that was told is the best place strategically to place the control point. In other words, all animals coming out of that area have to be thoroughly inspected and treated before they cross the area. So like I said, the ground campaign seems to be going very well. The reports I got last night is that they are having very good response from the community. They are bringing forth the animals, they are treating animals. And so I think if that continues, we'll be able to contain that outbreak in Toledo.
The minister was asked if illegal movement may be involved.
If you look at the map on Google Map, the southern part of the Sarstone, you will see all cleared, and that's all farms on Guatemala side. If you look on the Belize side, there's less clearing, but there are also some farms. But the animals there are very good animals. You can see they are good genetics. So we figure that there's some kind of communication between this side and that side. There's no evidence, but it happens. It happens a lot in Honduras and Nicaragua. Those borders, the farms are shared across borders. And so that has been the problem in Central America, that the movement of animals across borders. Mexico has the same problem. But we have addressed that now. Our people have been to every single farm in southern Belize, all along the banks of the Sarsoon River. And everybody is well informed, well aware that animals cannot come in without being inspected. It's illegal to bring animals first, but if they do, we have to inspect those animals and ensure that they are free of wounds, or if they have wounds, have to be treated and returned back where they're coming from. Now, internally, the movement of cattle is being controlled. We have a control point now being erected, and every animal coming has to be physically, one by one, inspected. Those who have wounds have to be treated and sent back. So that is what we are doing right now. And it seems the people are understanding more and more.
The minister explained that this second case changes nothing as regards cattle trade with Mexico. On Wednesday, the mother of a 13-year-old girl appeared in court to face charges of harm and abetment to harm against her daughter. The charges were brought following an incident on November 30, 2024. On said day, the mother discovered nude photos on her daughter's laptop, and when questioned, the minor refused to respond. The mother then allegedly beat her with a rope and reportedly held the minor the next day, while her stepfather whipped her once more over the photos. The minor sustained bruises to the body, which were observed when she returned to school. The Department of Human Services was made aware of her injuries, and the minor was then transported to the hospital for examination. She has since been removed from her home by the Department of Human Services and has been placed with her biological father. In court, the mother pleaded not guilty to both charges and met bail of $600. Her next court date is March 7th. The mother is being represented by attorney Norman Rodriguez. After the break, police minister says communities requested SOEs in the past. Stay with us.
In Belize, diversity is our strength. From the vibrant streets of Corozal to the serene beauty of Punta Gorda, and from the charming town of Benque to the breathtaking views of Half Moon Cay. We are a tapestry of cultures, traditions, and perspectives. But amidst our differences, there's one thing that unites us all, that defines the essence of Belizean identity, our love for this land and sea we call home. Our Belize Barrier Reef is more than just a natural wonder. It's the lifeblood of our nation, the foundation of our culture, and the backbone of our economy. Every lobster caught, every conch harvested, every tourist enchanted, every investor satisfied, every proud homeowner, and every taxpayer. They all depend on the health and vitality of our marine environment.
I may be out on the water every day, but I know that my livelihood is tied to the health of the reef. We all depend on it.
As a tour guide, I get to share the beauty of a reef with visitors from around the world. What I want, future generations of Belizeans to experience it too.
Fresh seafood is the heart of Belizean cuisine, I want to continue creating delicious dishes that celebrate our local flavors, sustainably sourced from our waters.
In Belize, we may come from different backgrounds, but we all share the same dream: a thriving marine environment capable of sustaining us all. Together, let's work toward that future. A future where we all thrive.
Nando's Wholesale is your market leader in Belize's wholesale industry when it comes to high-quality products at the most reasonable and competitive prices. With over 40 years in the wholesale business, Nando's Wholesale embraces the partnership of the hotel industry in Belize by providing world-renowned brands in wines, seasonings, condiments, and cleaners in industrial sizes, as well as small and large kitchen appliances and equipment. Nando's also takes pride in providing one of the quietest and most durable air conditioning systems in Belize with technical support and spare parts. Nando's Wholesale. Professional, reliable, effective, and prompt. Nando's Wholesale always delivers. Visit us at www.nandos.bz or send an email to nandos@nandos.bz. Or, even better yet, give us a call today at 222-500 or 280-8080 to speak to one of our sales representatives today.
Take control with My Social Security, your secure online account to manage all your Social Security information. To create a My Social Security account, you must be 14 years or older and have a valid email address. Visit the My Social Security self-service portal at ssbportal.org.bz. Click on Create Account. Enter your date of birth and phone number. Next, verify your email address to continue. To verify, simply enter your email address and click the Send Verification button. Enter the verification code sent to your email inbox to proceed. Next, create a password that meets the requirements. Enter the name and select the reason for your account. Then click Create. Your My Social Security account was successfully created. Your information security is our priority. If you have a Social Security number, click Link My SSN to link your Social Security number to your account and activate using the steps in your confirmation email. If you do not have a Social Security number, click Register with SSB. You are now ready to truly experience Social Security at your fingertips.
Welcome to Design Depot, home of Sherwin-Williams Paint. Sherwin-Williams Paint is one of the most reputable paints in the industry, known for its superior quality, durability, and environmentally friendly technology. We carry a large variety of products for all your home and commercial needs, such as interior and exterior paints, primers, wood stains, sealers, clear top coats, caulking, aerosols, concrete, and masonry products. Achieve professional-looking results with ease using Sherwin-Williams paint and coating. Design Depot, all in one place.
Whether you are a busy person or stuck in traffic or having an adverse or very demanding circumstance, tension
On Wednesday, Police Minister Honorable Kareem Musa spoke on the work of the Leadership Intervention Unit and how it serves as an incentive for former gang members to remain law-abiding citizens. He also echoed the sentiments of Commissioner of Police Chester Williams in hoping that no SOEs would be required in 2025. However, Musa also revealed that community members requested previous SOEs.
Because I think a lot of these young men who are, many of them are members of the LIU program, can see that the government is going above and beyond to provide alternatives for them, whether it is skills training, whether it is sporting activities, whether it is a job. These are all things aimed at offering alternatives to gang-related offenses. And once it is that you are committing yourself and committing crimes, you cannot be a part of the LIU. And so I think once we can fully understand the whole concept of LIU, which I think a lot of the young men do understand it now, they will realize that they don't get to commit crime and be a part of LIU. You can't have your cake and eat it as well. And so this is the alternative that we're offering, and I'm hopeful that a lot of them will be a part of this alternative as opposed to committing crimes, in which case if there is that retaliation taking place day by day, week by week, unending violence, then only in situations like that, when family members call upon us and say, listen, please call an SOE because we want to save our own children's lives. And that is where the pressure really comes from, the communities themselves saying that is the only thing that can stop this violence at this time. And I am hopeful that we will not have to use that in 2025.
The Colby Foundation has been managing the Belize Central Prison since 2002. However, the contract is up and has not been renewed. On Wednesday, Honorable Kareem Musa told the media that the contract will be renewed, but they are addressing concerns from both sides.
Yeah, whenever there is the ending of the contract, we do have a discussion with Colby Foundation on the way forward. We're actually having that meeting right now as we speak. My CEO is meeting with them, and I'm heading over there to see. And both sides have concerns in terms of the management, and so we're going to see if we can renew that contract.
Okay. A few police officers have complained that they were recently promoted but have yet to receive their appropriate increments. Commissioner of Police Chester Williams was asked about the complaints. He said it was the officers' own fault as they often delay in submitting their paperwork.
I would like to know who are those inspectors. I would demote them. Because if that is how they address an internal issue, then they're not worthy of being inspectors. You are an inspector, you are a leader. You have people below you that watches you, what you do. And if this is how you are going to teach your people to address internal issues, then you're not worthy of being an inspector.
But there's other ranks as well, sergeant and corporal.
No, I know, I'm speaking about inspectors then. One of the issues we have is that these same people who are complaining, many a times, they are their own problem. Every year, you are told to make sure that you fill out your appraisal forms and submit the appraisal forms in time. The policy is that you must do your appraisal 3 months before your incremental date. Some of these same inspectors, we have to be running behind them to submit their appraisal forms. If you get promoted to inspector, your salary would change. You will no longer get a sergeant salary, you get an inspector salary. How will the PA unit in the public service adjust your salary from sergeant to inspector if your current salary as a sergeant is not correct because you have not submitted your increment form? They cannot do it.
Toward the end of 2024, there were reports that Belize Defense Force soldiers set to be deployed to Haiti as part of the UN's Multinational Security Support Mission, MSS, would not receive the allowances that are the norm for these kind of deployments. On Wednesday, the Prime Minister shared that the soldiers will receive what they should get, but said they must first ensure their safety.
I am not aware of that. I know that we will be paying them the allowances, and we have been making we have made the allocation within the budget for that deployment, and which would include the allowances. And at the moment, we are in the process of purchasing what they call the kits that each of these soldiers would need. The Minister Marine just yesterday, after cabinet, said to me that he wants to come to cabinet on Tuesday, next week Tuesday, to give a full update as to the state of readiness and whether we are prepared to move. So we're working on that. But at the same time, with something that we have to be very careful as to how we do this. Unfortunately, things continue to spiral out of control in Haiti. And we also, whilst we want to do our part, we want to help our brothers and sisters in Haiti. We have millions of innocent people being trapped and being taken advantage of. We also have to think about our people, that whosoever we send to Haiti, that they will also be safe and that can provide whatever service we can to the Haitian people.
After the break, Minister Musa says his driver was not involved in dispute among cousins, and PM says upgrade to land folio system has hiccups. Stay tuned.
Marlon Castillo Quality Meats, for the best in beef and
On Friday, January 3rd, Commissioner of Police Chester Williams commented on the allegations of a woman, Shania Dominguez, that her cousin Lunette Dominguez, a police officer, abused her powers when she entered her home and threatened and assaulted her. At this time, Williams said there was more to the story than what the complainant claimed. On Wednesday, Police Minister Honorable Kareem Musa was questioned about the presence of his driver, Paul Chicken Dread Ferguson, at the scene. Musa defended his driver and added that the police officer was charged for the incident to be properly investigated.
He was at the scene with a friend who was involved, who was allegedly involved. So let's get the facts correct. You have to look at the facts of that case. It is a long-standing rift between family members, which resulted in one side throwing water. She admitted to throwing water, albeit she's saying it wasn't hot, and then the other side reacting. Right. Paul Ferguson being there, I believe, was to support his friend. But he did nothing else in terms of intervention, because I feel that the media and this individual who is aggrieved felt that somehow they wanted to say that that is the reason the person wasn't charged. But the compol can tell you, we insisted that that officer be charged and was charged with harm, even though it could quite possibly have been a case of defense of others. If someone throws hot water on your family member and you react, that could be defense of others, which is a full legal defense. But in this particular case, it was important that the officer also be charged so that that matter can be properly ventilated before the courts.
The minister was also pressed about the use of his assigned government vehicle by his driver in this instance. Minister Musa did not make it clear that Ferguson was on assignment for him.
Paul Ferguson has access to the motor vehicle. He is my driver, so I don't see what that issue is.
But should he have exercised discretion in the use of the ministerial vehicle when he knows that you're entering, as an outsider, into a thorny situation?
So how is he supposed to get from point A to point B is what I'm saying.
Well, his ride is not, but that is state to pay for that, sir.
I agree, but I work on weekends as well, Mr. Vasquez. So he has that vehicle to pick me up, to take me to...
That's not his personal vehicle, sir.
It's not his personal vehicle, I agree.
In December, we received a complaint about slow service regarding the processing of stamp duty for land transactions. The claim was that the documentation was held up for an inordinate amount of time at the stamp duty section, which falls under the Ministry of Finance. When asked if he has received any such complaints, Prime Minister John Bersenio shared that they have had issues with the land folio system upgrade that took place in 2024.
The Office of Stamp Duty is in Ministry of Finance, but I don't know what's the issue. We try to facilitate as quickly as possible the processing of that. We have an issue, the folio system, the land folio system that the ministry has. It was upgraded to, I think it's 7. And that should have made the things easier, working everything on to be able to work online and digitally. Unfortunately, we seem to be having a lot of problems with it. A lot of times it crashes, and then so things disappear within because of that and the slowness of the issue. We had a big discussion on that. I called a meeting in early November, if I remember right, and I brought in the CEO from along with the DPM, Noreen Fairweather, the person in charge of the system from natural resources, different people, and the governance to be able to address it. And then I insisted that the company, it was a company I think from Norway, but a company from Canada bought them over. I said that they need to come in to fix it. I was told that they were to come into December to find ways on how to address that challenge. So I have not gotten an update from the DPA. Maybe I need to ask him what has transpired since then. But the system, it was not Noreen, but it was the system that was breaking down all the time. And lately, we know that the law has enacted where now you will not pay stamp duty on lands of 30,000 or less, and also the stamp duties on loans for $100,000 or less. For these mortgages, you will not be able to, and so that has been enacted.
It appears that the issue of insufficient license plates keeps plaguing the Ministry of Transport. The ministry still does not have an assigned CEO since Dr. Gilroy Middleton resigned to return to his university professor job in August last year. Holding over until the Prime Minister assigns a fourth CEO to the ministry is Rural Transformation CEO Valentino Shao. Here is what the Prime Minister said Wednesday when he was asked if the chronic license plate shortage signals incompetence on the part of Minister Rodwell Ferguson.
Before that host meeting, I did meet with Minister Ferguson and the acting CEO, Shao. And what they did, they ordered a large number of license plates and stickers. And what has happened is that, as what CEO Shao confessed, that he did not know to the extent of the need that was out there, and that's why that's finished. We already have another order, and I'm to check with the Ministry of Finance to see if they have already made the payment. But an order has already been made that with this order we should be able to address all the needs going forward.
Honorable Tracy Panton has set the record straight regarding the court proceedings about the internal wrangling of the United Democratic Party. As we shared, the Shine Barrow UDP took Panton to court on October 31 after the forceful takeover of the UDP headquarters by Panton on supporters on October 28 last year. His original claim was about regaining control, use, and management of headquarters. On November 4th, Barrow amended his claim, asking for a permanent injunction to restrain Panton from holding herself out to be the leader of the UDP. While Barrow and his attorney state that the court ruled that everything must return to the status quo before the October 20 Unity Convention and that therefore Panton is in contempt of court to be calling herself interim leader. Panton today in her release points out that the court in its first order of November 8 never made an order against her referring to herself as interim leader. We note that when the court makes reference to the phrase status quo ante, it is in reference to the control of the headquarters. Justice Tawanda Hundura in his judgment explains he means, quote, the situation that existed prior to Ms. Panton's 28 October 2024 takeover of the UDP headquarters, end quote. Panton in her release today affirms that she is not in contempt of court as she has complied with the orders of the court. Here we also note that though Barrow's attorney asked for the court to address the contempt application with urgency in his last order of December 23rd, Justice Hundura did not make any order regarding the contempt application. That's because that matter has not been heard. Interestingly, as the two UDP factions prepare for the upcoming elections, the Tracy Panton UDP has set up its secretariat right around the corner from Barrow's Mesopotamia constituency office. It is located on Euphrates Avenue opposite the building that housed Lee Mark Chang's first Chonsan Palace restaurant. Panton told us that this UDP office has been established to provide working space for their secretariat. Police have charged a teacher, Joaquin Antonio Cruz, from the Belize High School of Agriculture in Orange Walk for the sexual assault of a student. The complaint was filed by the minor accompanied by her mother on November 22nd last year. She reported that he kissed her and placed his hands on her hips in May 2023 and thereafter started to send her text messaging, offering to give her extra points and better grades if he entered a relationship with him. She stated that in November he touched again her inappropriately while she was still attending school. And general elections are expected to occur within the next few months, and the People's United Party seems to be the heavy favorite to win. Honorable Kareem Musa was asked if he still wants to be the Minister of Home Affairs if the PUP wins again.
I am willing to serve in whatever capacity the Prime Minister sees fit, Jules. Yes, the Ministry of Home Affairs comes with a lot of challenges, but when you have the results that we've been having, and you can see the fruits of your labor, it truly is rewarding on a personal level for me as minister. And so I look forward to whatever challenge the Prime Minister poses. Every ministry has its own challenges. This one specifically has a little more, but I look forward to serving in my capacity to the best of my ability.
And with that, we have come to the end of our newscast. A repeat can be viewed on the station later tonight at 9 and again tomorrow at midday. Join us again tomorrow for another news broadcast. I am Drea Espinosa. Have a safe and enjoyable evening.